Okay, everybody. My name is John. I'm the head of Global Business Development here at Tilelook.com. And today we're going to be going over some of the features and benefits of the Tilelook design tool and the online marketplace. So we're going to get started here right now. So, as I'm sure you're aware, Tilelook is an interior design tool. It allows you to create projects in 3D, share photorealistic images. You have access to over 250,000 tiles, and it's a great tool to increase your sales, to grow your business, and give more in-depth and colorful sales presentations to your would-be customers. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you our brands here. So the top left, we go down to products, go down to brands, and here you'll see all the brands we have. Right now, we currently have 423 brands, and that number ticks up every single day. And we have over nearly 250,000 tiles. Okay, and these are big brands from all over the planet. Okay, and if you'd like, you could search the brands by categories or by country, alphabetically, however you see fit. Okay, so we have many brands here. And if you're a manufacturer, feel free to upload as many of your products as you'd like. There's no charge, there's no cost to upload your products. Okay, so I'll show you some of the tiles. So these are the tiles we have here. And you can just scroll down like this. Or you could search by clicking the little magnifying glass and search by producer, by format, by color, by tile type, by material, etc. Didn't mean to click that. Let's go back. So, for example, let's say you're browsing the website and you're thinking about the project you want to create in the design tool. What you could do is you could go here and click that little heart, okay? Click the heart and you save it to your wish list, right? So remember that for later. But you can just go through here and click a couple hearts, save them like that. All right. And therefore, you'll be able to import them directly into your project from your wish list. So it makes finding them much easier. Okay. Now, we'll show you the 3D objects. Here we have almost 30,000 3D objects on Tilelook, and it's the same thing. You could search by producer, by category, by shape, or by room type. So, by bathroom, bedroom, office, etc. So let's look for, let's see, kitchen. I'll show us all the kitchen-related products that we currently have on Tilelook. Okay, so we could save an oven, a counter, a shelf, or whatever that is. Let's see, let's look at bedroom search. So we have beds, little stools, little makeup table things, all sorts of different objects. And if there isn't anything you could find here, you could always go to 3D Warehouse, where you have access to millions and millions of different objects that you can port directly into your Tilelook project. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to go to the professional section. So we click here. And they'll show you all the professionals, that's pro users and up, paid subscribers to the service within your area. Okay, so here I'm in Bassano del Grappa, Italy, and you see all the users in my area. Okay, but if we just zoom out a little bit, you can see all our users throughout Europe, throughout Asia, Middle East, North Africa, the US, South America, China, Asia, India, and so on, and back over here. And we're growing very rapidly in the UK, in the US, Australia, India, Turkey, are areas where we're growing pretty quickly. All right, so here you see that each of these users has their own profile. It's like a mini website for them. So in case a small retailer or professional user doesn't really have much of an online presence, Tilelook is a great way to expand your online presence. So if we click here, this user, you'll see, this is their profile image, where many users put, they put their logo. You have your cover photo. This person decided just to stick with the standard default photo. You have many of their projects that they've created. A little information on them. More projects here. And you could scroll through and look at all of them. Their wish list. And that's about it. And then, you could contact them directly here. You could share their page. Many things you could do. Okay. Now, probably the coolest feature of Tilelook.com, what I think is the notice board. And this is probably the most important. Okay. So if you go to my Tilelook on the left-hand side, you click notice board. Wait for it to load here. There we go. Internet's a little slow today. You'll see here that these are all purchase inquiries that come through Tilelook of people looking to purchase particular products. So you see this person, Jeff, homeowner in the U.S., about 4 hours ago, put a what's going on here? One moment. One second. Okay. Go back to notice board. Internet's being a little funny here, so we got to give it a minute. Hang tight. Okay, so here, back at the notice board, you click, this person, Jeff Hutton, homeowner from the US, is looking for this particular tile. It's looking for this tile from this collection, from this brand, and it has a little message here. I'm looking for this in the Kansas City area. Please let me know if there's any stocking distributors in my area. And yada, yada, yada. It gives you the amount that they're looking to purchase. And if you're a business subscriber or up, you'll be able to contact them directly. You'll see their email, their phone number, and you'll be able to, and if you're a certified reseller, be able to reply to them directly. So this is a great way to grow your business, because we have inquiries coming through all the time. So we'll go back and I'll show you. All these tiles came in the last day. All these inquiries came in the last day. So it's a great way to grow your business, and because we're very well indexed on Google. So when people are just Googling for a particular product, it'll be linked to our, if it's on tilelook.com, they'll bring them right to our page where they could put in a purchase inquiry. So this has been very helpful for many retailers that have used Tilelook so far. Okay. All right, now we're going to jump into the design tool. So here we go. I've already opened it up. I'm ready to log in. So here we go. Now we'll make a little quick room just to go over some of the basic features. Okay. So we're going to start a new project. We'll call this Web Demo December. I can't spell December. December 13th. Okay. Click next. All right, and now we start adding the objects into our project. So we'll start with the 3D models. Okay, let's see if there's anything in my wish list. Oh yeah, remember we added that bed. And it's going to download right into the project. Okay, and let's see, what else can we add? I have a light. Add that right into the project as well. And we'll add this thing. If you have any questions at any time, feel free to write them in the question pane on your screen, the little question box. Okay. Now we'll X out of this, go to next. Now we're going to add the tiles. Now remember back before we added these to our wish list, so it's very easy to just drop these tiles right into our project. So let's see, which one do we want to use? We'll use, let's use that one. Let's use this one. And maybe that one. Okay. And one thing I didn't get to show you, when you're opening up the project, when you're opening up Tilelook, it automatically scans for updates. So unlike some of the other services where you have to purchase expensive licenses and purchase the updates periodically, it's already included in your membership. So you constantly get the updates as we're improving the software and adding new products and tiles and features to Tilelook. Okay. And it's also worth mentioning that it's currently offered in 10 different languages as well. Okay, so moving on. Click next. Room type, we're going to keep it a simple square. Okay, keep going. Next. And now we can insert windows and doors and things like that. So let's insert a window right here. Make it, let's see. Keep it in a window that size. So hit apply. Maybe add a door over here. Same size. Hit apply. Hit finish. And there we go. Now look at this. As it's setting up the room here and importing configuring all the objects and the tiles and the models for the project, we're going to skip through this. This just shows you how to work everything. You see this window here? It's on the floor. Okay. Now, there's several different ways we could fix this. We could punch in the numbers exactly, the height we want it from the floor. Let's say we want it, X amount of centimeters or inches from the floor. We could put that directly into our project. But what I find easier, and what a lot of the users find, in my experience, a little bit easier, is just simply clicking here and just drag and drop. So you just pull it up like this. So you see the yellow wall when we click it turns yellow. That means we have the wall selected, and it gives you a view of that wall, and we could just drag and drop the window as we please. You could look like this, that, any sort of way. Somebody put it right there. That looks about right. Okay. And same thing. We click this over here. We got the doorway. You can see by clicking, you could select these surfaces and adjust them as you see fit. Okay. And down here you have the views, view front, view rear, view top, view bottom. Okay. So we'll go back to the view we're working with. Okay. Another thing, when you're messing with a room, A is left, D is right, Q is up, Z is down. Okay. W is in, S is out. And if you right click the mouse and hold it, you can do this. And then once you start using the buttons, you could get some really interesting angles. Okay? Now, if you wanted to create a 3D surface of any kind, let's say there's a ledge or something you want to create for a room. You click here and elevation from the floor, 50 centimeters, width, 50 centimeters. You get just all the metrics here. So you hit apply and boom, 50, 50, 50. Right in the center of the room. And this could be, whether it's you can make it the length of the wall and make it a little ledge, or this could be like a centerpiece type of object. Who knows? Okay. And then if you wanted to undo that, you created this 3D object. Okay. Maybe you did it by mistake. You click the undo button right here. Boom. It's gone. Undoes the last change you made. Okay. Now moving on. You can adjust the room size like this. You can make it all different types of funky shapes. You can do it like this, that. It's a lot you could do. Okay. I'll just make it a little wider. Okay. Now, we don't need to go over subdividing surfaces and painting rooms. That's pretty simple, and in the interest of time, we're just going to move along. Okay, so here we have place objects, and we're going to place the bed in the room. So click here. These are the grip points. This is very important. So when you're dropping the object into the room, you could adjust it to the grips. So let's change our view. Now you see this grip here. If we take this grip right there, this is the corner grip. Okay. And now if we want to align this perfectly with a certain part of the room. Okay. These other grips on the room, once that grip is selected, if I click this grip here is going to attach directly to that grip. Okay. So let's do that now. Boom. So now let's change our view. Now you see that grip we clicked back there is it connected with the corner grip on the wall. So now it's perfectly in the corner. And now the same thing could be done if you click another grip, okay? Let's see, front side, and let's click the front right corner grip, okay? This one here, if we click it here, this grip, it attaches to that one. But I don't like that. Let's go back to the way things were. Boom, right there. And as you can see, these arrows are very important. So you can adjust it up to the right. Purple one is this way. Now the bed is in the air. That doesn't really do any good for anybody. So we're going to go back, undo it, undo it, and do it again. Right back to where it was. Okay, so very simple. Once the grips are very important, and once you get a feel for that, you can really just start rocking and rolling and dropping objects into your project. Okay, now we're going to drop a light, and this is one that goes on the ceiling. So I'm just going to take one of the arrows, and it kind of stops. It gives you when you hit the ceiling, it creates a little bit of resistance, so you don't go through it. So, I mean, I could go through it if I like, but that doesn't do anything good. So we just go here, boom, stops. There you go, light is on the ceiling. Okay, now we're going to get to the tiles. Oh, what did I do? Undo that. Click the redo button, right back to where it was. Okay, now click the tiles. Now we see over here, these are the tiles we've added into our project. Okay, from our wish list. So what do we want to use on the floor? I think we're going to use this one. So we take it and simply drag and drop. Okay? And it automatically fills the room with the tile. Okay? Sometimes if you want to vertically expand it, you'd have to click that, or horizontally. This one filled the entire room. We filled the entire room with those tiles. But let's go back. Let's change that. Let's see. Maybe we add this tile instead. Okay. Let's cancel that. I don't like that one either. What we could do, see this layout right here. If we want to add a layout, if we weren't happy with that, the way those tiles were on the floor, laid out on the floor, we go to add layout, and we do this. We could create a striped layout. So we go here, and we'll take those tiles. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, let's recenter here. And from here, we could make a striped layout. So we offset this one by clicking that red dot. Let's offset this one by 200 millimeters, okay? And then maybe offset this one by 600 millimeters. Click apply. All right, and I don't know if I like the way that looks. Let's do the middle one by 600. And make this one offset by 400. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. So now we could take this and drag and drop it into the project, and it'll fill the entire room with that, or the entire floor with that design. Okay. So let's hit apply. Here we go. That's our created stripe layout, and we're going to just take it and drop it right into the project. Okay. Give it a second. So there we go. Now you see it didn't fill everything automatically. So we want it to horizontally expand. We click that. And same vertically. And then we add the number of rows we want. 2, 3, 4 rows. And there we go. You can see it's a striped layout. It's staggered. So it gives some variety and you create all sorts of patterns that way. So we'll hit apply. Done. Okay. Now we will move on. Didn't mean to do that. And we could render the objects. We could render the entire project now, and I just want to see if there's anything else I might have left out for you. No, I think oh, the grout settings. So if you click here, tile gap settings, here you could adjust the grout in the floor. Okay? Let's make it a nice red. Select the color red, hit apply, boom. You can see the red grout in the floor. It looks pretty ugly, but for the purposes of the demonstration, I think it's helpful. But going back to that, you can see you have all these different options, bump height, all these different complex color options for your grout. Bump intensity, bump height. There's a lot you could do here. Okay? So moving on to render. All right, we're ready to render our room, our basic simple room. Okay, we have no paint on the walls. It's very bland looking, but we have the object in there. We have the tiles in there. We have the grout. We have the window. We have the door. We have the light. We're ready to roll. Okay, so let's get some camera angles here to render. So again, as I mentioned, A is left, D is right, Q is up, Z is down, W is in, S is out. And if you right click on the mouse, you're going to get some good angles that way. Okay? So let's do something like this. Okay? Then we'll add another camera. And we'll add one more. Maybe this. Okay? So there we go. We got 3 camera angles. And here, if you go through these, you could adjust the camera settings. Camera 1, you have the camera type perspective. You also have panorama and stereographic panorama. Panorama is your 360 image. Stereographic panorama is your VR 360 image. So it splits the image, so when you put it in a VR headset, you are completely immersed with an image for each eye that makes you feel like you're really in the room. Okay? Camera format 16:9. That's your standard widescreen format. You have a couple other formats as well, including a custom one. Image size, you have medium web, full HD, large 4K. I recommend when you're doing 360 or definitely for VR, you want it in 4K display. That way you have the best image possible. Okay, so you have many options, but here we're just going to keep it standard, medium, 16:9 perspective, and we'll do that for all 3 images. Okay, hit apply. And when we're ready to render, we just hit render. Okay, so we're going to hit render, and you're going to have the render quality, very low, high, extreme. We're going to keep it high. Sun intensity might be a little bright with that light in there in the window, but we're going to leave it as is for now. Background image. This is really cool. This is where you could drop in any image to put outside this window here. You know, it could be your front yard, backyard, wherever, and it'll really make it look like, you know, you're looking out the window of your bedroom here. Okay, so load an image. Let's see how we get to desktop from here. I have an image on my desktop. I would like to, this one. Oh, we're a little too zoomed in here. So background scale. Let's zoom in like this. There we go. Now we're going to render from there. Now we'll choose the image. It was a little too zoomed out there. We'll go down to Scenic 2. And we could adjust the scale, vertical and horizontal offset. Something like that is fine. Hit apply. And away it goes. And it begins rendering. And it, depending on the quality of the image, you know, and the level of render you chose, will determine the amount of time it takes to render. This one, I don't think it would take too long, but we'll see. And you could always stop it probably about 10% of the way through. That way you kind of get a basic idea of what the image is going to look like. Let's see, this one is, it says 11 minutes, but that could always adjust, you know, as it you know, progresses through. So they're 3% of the way through right now, and you can see it's slowly coming into focus. And so we're going to hop back to, we're going to allow this to render. We're going to hop back here to Tilelook. Okay. As that renders, you can see here again the pricing. Pro is €23 a month or $230 a year. Business is €46 a month or $460 a year. Corporate is $175 a month or €1,750 a year. Either way, if you choose to purchase any of these in the yearly upfront, the yearly subscription, meaning the $230, $460, or $1,750, you're getting about 2 months worth of savings versus if you were going to purchase it month by month. So you could purchase it month by month at €23 a month, but you end up spending an extra €46 a month when it's all said and done. So you end up paying $276 for the year instead of paying $230 up front. Okay, just something you should note. And let's take a look back at the image. So here we go as it's continuing to render. Okay, and we're going to move on with the pricing and quantities. So here is where you see all the objects that you've used, all the tile products and objects you've used in the creation of your project. So we uploaded these 3 tiles into our project, but we only used 12 square meters of this particular tile. Okay, so when we go to enter the pricing, let's make this 7 for a unit price, right? Hit enter, updates the total pricing here. Now if we make this 7, and same with this, nothing because we didn't use any of the tiles. So if we decided to go back and drop some of that tile in there, the pricing would adjust accordingly. Okay, same for the objects. Okay, so if you want to add the pricing here, just go in there and you type the pricing and it'll update it accordingly. So we use one piece from one piece there, and this is kept blank in case you're making custom pricing for your customer. So when you're creating this project in front of your customer, you could always adjust these numbers as you see fit. Like just so that we keep it blank for that reason. And so if you go to export, and this is what I think is very handy, especially when you're trying to close a deal and really have a customer imagine what their project is going to look like. We go to PDF here, but before we do that, let's check back on the render. Okay, where this one's about 48% of the way done. So we could stop it here. Okay, so if we hit stop render, it's going to remove all the noise, all those little dots and grain as much as possible for it being 48, 49% of the way completed. And we'll just give that a second. Okay, and now it's converting the scene. And now it's going to begin rendering the other rooms as well. But we can see this one is already finished. As far as we only had to render 50%. But there you go. Okay. Lighting came out pretty well, a little bright, but works out well. You see the red grout in the tile, the bed exactly where we had it, the background image. Okay, so price and quantity, we go to export. And we'll call this we'll keep it the standard name that we chose already. Click next, camera views, 2D drawings. We'll add this all to the PDF. Tile prices and quantities. Go next. We'll go to one camera, which is one camera image. We use the one we already rendered. Okay. Click next. Keep all the drawings and everything we used in the project. We'll click next, next. The tiles used, we use this one, right? Click finish. And we'll call this web demo 1213. Okay. Now it's generating the PDF. And now this is ready, so you can print this out for your customers. And if you're sitting there and you have them at your desk in your retail location or wherever, you could just really run over what the project would look like. So here we go. And you make all this very customized, right, for your customer. Okay. You see the rendered image in there, the tile products. You have comment section here, so you could, put pricing or whatever, some more drawings of what the room would look like. You see the outline of the bed from that view, the window. Okay, so you get everything here. So this is very helpful, especially when you have multiple renders and use multiple tile products and images. It ends up looking, really nifty. And you can add as much or as little to this PDF as you'd like, as you saw in the portion where we created the PDF. Okay, so again, back to pricing. That really wraps it up. Again, these are our 3 products. We have Pro, Business, and Corporate. Pro is just a design tool. Business gives you access to the notice board and allows multiple users to use the product at any given time from multiple computers. And you could share products with your team, etc. And the Corporate is for up to 15 users at any given time. You have a custom 3D design tool. It allows you to have a custom app, which we didn't get to go over today, but a custom app of the design tool of Tilelook, where you're able to view your 360 and VR projects in analytics, and you get 4 sponsored projects in our monthly newsletter. Business seems to be the most popular because you get the purchase inquiries, you have multiple logins, you're able to share the products, but Pro is also great as well. Okay, so that wraps it up. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at john@tilelook.com or feel free to call me at +44 20 86 38 0816. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. All right, bye-bye.